Hey, what's up guys? This is Brian from Whisper Status 74. Today I'm in at BJ's, which is very similar to Costco and Sam's Club. I'm not sure if they're around the country. I know I have them here in Connecticut. And a few years ago, you can come into a BJ's and buy the highest end Samsung. Or maybe 3 or 4 years ago, or at least when I remember 4K first coming out. What I find interesting is a lot like the Costco's, is there isn't any real rhyme or reason of how they're set up, where they are. So what they have is a lot of LG edge-lit displays. And what you have to be careful of with Costco, I'm not sure if Walmart is the same way, but Costco, BJ's, they do have specific part numbers that aren't exactly as they would be if you were looking up the ratings or reviews. So like right here you have an NU710D, that might be an NU7000. So they have specific numbers for these wholesale clubs, but the reviews should be the same. But if you're not educated or don't educate yourself, the hard thing is coming in and knowing what the heck you're looking at. So I want to show you just a few of the brands that are here. You have your typical subjects, your Samsung, and also be careful when a lot of people come in looking at 55-inch 7 Series, thinking that's a 7 Series QFN or 7 Series QLED. There are so many convoluted part numbers to what you can choose that it's a little bit hard to keep track of. So if you're going to walk into one of these stores, there's nothing wrong with coming in to but just do your homework before you come in. That's the only advice I can really give you. My friend Cody, who is in here with me, childhood friend, has a Vizio at his house. He's very happy with it. It's old, it's a 1080p display. But I wanted to ask him when he came in what he thought looked the best. And it was amazing what he chose. These are all, remember, full screen demo material. So you're not looking at any of the blooming, anything that's wrong with these displays. It's also, think about how brightly lit this room is. They will look very different in your basement. So here we have Samsung 7 Series again, NU. So these are the NU7000. So you might look up this part number, and I'm not positive, but that might be the Costco, Walmart, variant. NU8000. Now the Costco, I believe, had a 6 QLED, which would be the 6FN, QFN. Yes, this is the 8 Series, has the stamp. But this could even be last year's. There's really no way of knowing what you're purchasing in a lot of these places, so just be careful. 7 Series. So as my buddy came in, the display that he picked, I think that looked the best to him, was the Samsung 7000, or 7 Series, NU. You see the darker corners, things that you need to just really be careful of. But even in Best Buy the other day, it was amazing how they had brand new Samsungs mixed up with older Samsungs. 82-inch Samsung from last year next to the Q9FN. So really do your homework for those of you that don't do your homework. Don't rely on the salesman. Walk in, grab some part numbers, and then just look at the year. Especially with Samsung, they really didn't change their numbers. There was a QF, 9FN, all these different letters that are the same letters, but the bezels are very different. LG. Now the majority of these displays that I see here, I don't see not a single one that is full array. So even the NU8000, I believe, is edge lit. TCL 6 Series. So you would come in, grab that part number, take it home, see what it is. But just be very careful coming in, like I said. But again, years ago, I would come into a into a Costco or one of these stores, and there would be, a JS Samsung. When 4K TVs, the first year they came out, this store had high-end, Sharp making a comeback, which was an elite brand in 1080p, Sharp Aquas. So again, anything wrong with coming into a store like this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Just please be careful when you come in. A lot of you guys, after the holidays, tax return, you know, you come in, you're thinking about some of the usual suspects, like, oh wait, Phillips, I remember Phillips. A lot of these are bargain brands, which is nothing wrong with a bargain brand at all. Just make sure you do your homework. Westinghouse, Magnavox. So many choices and so many convoluted different part numbers. So my advice to you also, when you do your homework, if you come in and you take these part numbers down, and your source is something like artthings.com, you know, you might come in here, like I said, Samsung 7 Series, you're not going to be looking up the NU710D. You'll be looking for probably the NU7000. And always keep in mind, full screen demos look definitely, they look great from here. But as we get closer to them, you know, you start to see how, you know, washed out things can be, or how much the pixels kind of blend together. So from what I can tell, the best TVs in this store right now are probably 7 Series. It's definitely the 8 Series. And you have your, what do we have? It's probably here. Your 8 Series. And your TCL. But I was blown away the other day in Best Buy how so many of these displays were next to each other. None of these, but it did have some of these actually right next to the highest end. Probably in a way to tell you, okay, look how much cheaper this 82-inch TV is than the 65-inch TV, not realizing the 65-inch TV is superior. And in my experience, guys, I've had curved displays, the KS9800, banding, a lot of artifacting, you know, a lot of picture imperfections with curved displays. I saw a lot of vertical banding when I had mine, and that was the highest end Samsung. So I would probably stay away from curved displays. They don't add much benefit unless you're really close or they're really large. And the vertical banding I had, the screen imperfections were tremendous. But here we are at BJ's. Again, if you're gonna come in, really do your homework. Grab all the part numbers of what you're attracted to. Try to hone in on a brand that you like. You know, and here it would be probably Samsung, TCL. I'm not a huge fan of the LG LEDs myself. And that's all I can say. So we'll do a Walmart one, see what they have. But just be careful coming in, like I said, get those part numbers. And don't just pick by the demo, guys. Especially in a store like this. Alright guys, thank you as always. This is Brian from Whisper Status 74. Take care.